Hey guys, Reef Theus here for Aquarium Outfitters. Welcome to Coralife BioCube Basics. This is week number 6, adding your first fish. Now we're going to do 4 things this week. We need to check our water parameters, continue at level 1 to 4 corals, add your first fish, and stocking up. Now these are the liquid test kits I use. This is the API KH, that's the calcium, and these are the nitrate test kits. These are easy to use beginner level test kits. You know, once you use some of these 2-part test kits, it's a simple titration and it's going to remind you of some high school chemistry lab experiments. Very, very simple, easy to use. I'll do a video on this later, but you just add the 1 or 2 parts to the test tube and then you're just matching colors on a color chart. So super, super easy to use. So this week we also continue to add corals. Now these guys are not looking stellar since I just added these to the tank. And this is what I do throughout the month. I'll add corals, keep them in the sand, and then only once a month when I do my water change to actually physically attach the corals to the aquascape or the rocks. These are all temporary homes for the corals that are in the rocks. Nothing has been permanently affixed yet. But let's go over what we got this week. This is a bicolor octopus frog spawn. That's a Euphilia, really like that guy. This is an Australian Duncan coral. This is the cluster variety, the branching variety you'd see in Smiley's tank. So this is going to form a very close-knit cluster of polyps. This is an aquaculture designer coral. These are called red people eaters. These are Paleozoic. I wish these things were open right now. That's going to have a red polyp with a green center. These are Sunray glove polyps. They have a hint of orange in them. These are beautiful. Again, we'll have to wait till they open up. And this is an expensive rare coral. This is from the Caribbean. This is called a Paleozoic Grandis. It's kind of brown with marbled green in it. They're just a rare, super slow grower polyp native to the Caribbean, and I don't know, just something really nice to kind of break up the aquascape. And then this is an aquaculture metallic green star polyp. These are really beautiful. The thing with these is, as you can see, they've already grown over the bottom of the plug. I don't like to put these in the rock work. Man, I hate how this camera doesn't focus. I don't like to put those in the rock work because they'll take over. They're kind of like crabgrass. They'll grow all over everything. So I'll show you a trick on that later, but these guys are going to stay isolated in the tank when I attach them. So I had a surprise for you guys. Unfortunately, this tank, as I said a couple times, is centered around Muppet, my very beloved blue spotted jawfish. I broke down a 24-gallon NanoCube with Muppet in it to make this video series for you guys, and had to keep the fish I had at the fish store that I work at. Unfortunately, last week we got in a small, very small black frogfish, and he ate Muppet. I mean, it astonished me. This fish was less than half the length of Muppet, and he swallowed him and ate him. So I'm pretty upset, but thought I'd throw you all a curveball this week, and I'm super, super excited. My first fish are going to be this clownfish trio. These are designer fancy snowflake oscillaris from Sustainable Aquatics. This is a trio. I've done this a few times. It's a little bit tricky to keep a trio, but you have to have 3 fish of 3 different sizes. I've done it successfully in the past. These fish are actually special. I can't really go into that right now, but you guys will know why these fish are so special shortly down the road here. So I'm super excited about these fish. We've been dripping them for about 30 minutes. I'll do a drip acclimation video in the future, but you can see, you know, there's an airline tube going down to a valve, and I can control the drip rate. Also, now that we're on week 6 and we're about to add our first fish, you really want to make sure you stock up. Make sure at this point you have an extra water jug to do in a water change in case you need to do an emergency water change. So, I always have an extra Nutri-C jug on hand, an extra supply of matrix carbon, and in this drawer right here you can see I have a bunch of extra pre-cut filter pads, and I also have poly filters. So I would definitely keep all those on hand. A lot of you guys seem to really enjoy me individually catching the fish and adding them to the tank in the last video. So I thought we would try that again in this video. I don't know how well I can do this one-handed, but let's start with the little smallest guy here. Big moment. First fish in the tank. And that is a premium grade designer clownfish. Any of you guys that know me would know that I have certainly have a clownfish addiction. Let's try this middle-sized guy here. Right off with his little buddy right there. Looks like they're doing well. And let's go ahead and add the female. Now, clownfish can change sex, so the female is always the larger of the two. She seems to be a little freaked out. There we go. Now, you ever heard this saying, do as I say and not as I do? This is kind of an advanced thing to attempt. I would not attempt a clownfish trio, you know, for your first fish or your first time. I would do, you know, one. They do not need to be kept in pairs. They do not have to have an anemone. I would do either one fish or a parrotfish. And to get a pair, you simply have to have a significant size difference between the two fish. So if you can see, the smallest fish in there is much smaller than the largest fish. You know, the more size difference you have, the better. And you can see the fire shrimp and the cleaner shrimp and all the other inverts I've put in here have done quite well. I haven't lost any inverts. So very, very exciting day, and we've got lots of cool videos coming up. Week number 6 does conclude the Coralife BioCube Basic 6-week program. But don't you worry, we got all kinds of videos coming up for water testing and dosing and treating, you know, troubleshooting and problem solving like cyanobacteria. So I've got a list of 6 other videos minimum that I have to do here shortly, and that'll be posted on this channel. So make sure you guys, if you guys are going to use my information, please support your local fish store. This is Reef Thews for Aquarium Outfitters. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.